Hello, I have another book haul for you. It's like these never end, but it's like I have an addiction or something. I don't know. But I have five sections. I have a thriller, graphic novel, fantasy, poetry, and dark romance slash spicy romance. So let's jump into our first section, the thrillers. I only have one thriller for this section, and this is Misery by Stephen King. I have only read one other book by Stephen King, The Institute, and I read that back in like 2019. I gave it 3 stars. I didn't think that Stephen King's writing was bad by any means. I just felt like it dragged on, and that ended up making it over time just not as enjoyable because I did really like the plot of that book. But I also felt like this plot of Misery was very interesting, so that's why I was like, if I'm going to try anything else by Stephen King, I think this is the one. This is about a guy who's an author, and one of his biggest fans kidnaps him or keeps him captive in this house, and she's just crazy, and it sounds super intriguing. And yeah, I'm excited to jump into this, and it doesn't seem crazy long like most other Stephen King novels are. All right, next section is our graphic novel section. I have 4 books in this part. The first 2 are more books in my Avatar: The Last Airbender graphic novel series. We have this edition of the Water Tribe. It just gives some more information about the Water Tribe. And then this one is Azula in the Spirit Temple. So we follow her doing whatever journey she's going to go on. Next up, we got The Wicked and the Divine graphic novel series. I got the first 2 in the series. Apparently there's 9, and I didn't know that. Hopefully, if I like it, I will continue in the series. This is following 12 gods who return as young people every 90 years, and it's them, I guess, figuring out living on Earth and who they come across. So they're not very long, which is nice. We got the first one and then the second one. And I got these for Christmas. So again, you know who you are. Thank you. And also I got Azula in the Spirit Temple. I got that for Christmas from my mom. So thanks, Mom. And yeah, that concludes our graphic novel section. Starting off our fantasy section, I got 5 books. The first one is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I just talked about this in my February wrap-up, so feel free to jump over there if you want to hear more thoughts about it. But this is about this girl. This is the third one in the series, but this series in general is about this girl who goes off to this war college, and she wants to bond with a dragon. Anyone who bonds with a dragon ends up getting powers, and they help defend their nation by being dragon riders. This is the third one. It was great. Jump over to my February wrap-up if you want to hear more. This one came out on January 21st. Clearly, I'm very behind on my book hauls because I'm still hauling books from Christmas, but I'm always late. It is what it is. Next up, we got Adrift in Currents Clean and Clear by Seanan McGuire. This is the 10th book in the series. The first one is Every Heart a Doorway. This follows different characters in each one, but it's a big group of kids that we follow, but each book follows one kid's story. The overall theme of this series is these kids find themselves falling through doorways and coming to magical worlds. And sometimes those magical worlds will keep those kids, and sometimes the worlds will just kick them back to normal life. And if the kids are kicked back to normal Earth, then they have to figure out how to readjust to normal life. There's a school for wayward children, which the wayward children are the ones that go through these doors, and they all get together and they go on adventures. And this one is following one of our kids. Her name is Nadia, and she is a drowned girl where she goes into a lake and an adventure happens. I'm currently 50% of the way through, so I don't know everything that happens in this, but it's very short. They're all like 4-hour audiobooks. I absolutely love these books. They're always very entertaining, such one day 2-day reads, and it's so fun to see all of these magical worlds come to life. Next up, I got the duology To Steal a Bride by Daniela A. Mira. We got the first one, To Steal a Bride, and the second one is To Ignite a Flame. And this follows our main character, Estella. She is a human, and she comes across, by a sequence of events, she comes across the trolls, and they have a lot of different enemies to love her, slow burn. There's magical abilities in this. There's a lot of magic that comes from crystals, which is really cool. This does have spice. I just talked about To Steal a Bride in my February wrap-up, so if you do want to hear more about it, feel free to jump over there. But I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4.5 stars, and so I had to pick up the second one so I can start it as soon as possible. And last in our fantasy section, we have The Starlight Heir by Emma Lee Howard. This is a fantasy story following our main character. She gets a summon from the palace to be a potential bride, and when she shows up, she's not very interested in the prince, but the prince's brother. And I think more happens with that. Maybe she ends up with him, maybe she doesn't. I'm not quite sure. I don't want to read anymore. That sounds intriguing enough, and that's why I put it on my 25 books I want to read in 2025. It also did come out this year, I think in February maybe. I'm very excited to jump into this. It doesn't say on Goodreads that this is a series, but I'm not sure if it's planned to be a series. We'll have to see. Alrighty, I got 5 books in my poetry section. The first one I got is Every Day I'll Love You by Freya Winters. I just talked about this in my February wrap-up. This touches on love, and I really enjoyed this. I gave it 5 stars, so feel free to jump over and see what my favorite pages were in my wrap-up. Next up, we got Clarity and Connection by Young Pueblo. This is also poetry about love and finding a partner who accepts you as you are. And I have read from this author before and enjoyed his other work, so I am excited to jump more into his backlist and see if I can find more that I like. Next up, I got Time Will Tell by Courtney Peppernell. This is an author I have read from before, so I plan to continue to pick up her work, and maybe if I can find something I love, I will keep going with her backlist, but if not, maybe it's just not an author for me. But this one says this is a story of how you emerged from the darkness, brighter and bolder than before. So very interesting, and I'm excited to jump into it. All right, and last up, I've got 2 books from Amanda Lovelace. This is Flower Crowns and Fearsome Things, and The Mermaid's Voice returns in this one. It doesn't really say a lot on the back. It's poetry. I read a few poems out of each of them and liked the writing, so I got them, and that's about as detailed as I got. So yeah, I'm going to read them, and I'm going to let you know how it goes. Alright, we are speed running through this book haul, but I wanted to take a moment. As you guys know, I put all of my affiliate links down below in the description for any books that I talk about in this video, and as an Amazon associate, I earn from any qualifying purchases made through those links, so feel free to help me out there if you want any of these books, or if you don't, that's okay too, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Moving on to our last section, this is my dark romance / spicy romance. I've got 5 books here, all from Ruby Dixon. These are the 5 books in the Ice Planet Barbarian series. This is the second, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th one in the series. Apparently there are 20 books in this series. I don't know that I'm going to read all 20. We will see how it goes, because the first one in the series, Ice Planet Barbarians, I talked about this in my February wrap-up. I don't know how all of those ended up in this book haul, but it is what it is. I loved it. It was such a fun, simple, lighthearted read. It's got lots of spice. It actually has a plot that goes along with it. They get stranded on this island. They get stranded on this planet, and they are running away from bad aliens, discover good aliens, and the good aliens help them out. And each book follows a different couple between a human and an alien, and it's a wild time. It feels like a reality TV show. It feels like The Bachelor, and it's just hysterical. Some of the quotes that these books have me literally laughing out loud. And if you don't take this series too seriously, you will have a good time. Just go into it knowing it's going to be goofy and there's going to be things you're going to be like, what is going on? Why are they doing this? Or this is odd. Just go into it with an open mind, ready to have a good time. There's such quick audiobooks, and I could not get enough of it, especially since I've been packing. And I read the first 3 in February. Yeah, that's right. I read the first 3 books in the series in February because they're so quick and they were such a good audiobook to put on while I was packing my entire house. So what did I do? I went and purchased the next 3 because I need it in my life. And even though not all of them are 5 stars, the first one was a 5-star, and I'm not going to tell you what my next 2 were. You're going to have to go to the wrap up to see that. But it is decreasing. So who knows what these next 3 have in store for me. We're going to find out, and I'm going to let you know. And they're such a fun time. I can't recommend them enough for someone who likes spicy romance. And that's it. That's my 20 books that I have for this book haul. Thank you so much. You guys were all amazing for being here. Let me know down in the comments if you have any books that are similar to these that you think I should pick up. Let me know if you've decided you're going to pick up any of these based on what I've said. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one. Bye.